Hi, everyone. I am Connie Zabel-Schmucker, Advocacy Director for Bicycle Garage Indy. Thank you for joining us on Bicycling Lunch and Learn. I have Amanda Meyer from CIRTA and Commuter Connect. We're going to be talking about what Commuter Connect is and some of the bicycle-specific programs and events that they've got coming up. I want to let you know that our last Lunch and Learn for 2023 is next month. Biking in the cold and dark, it'll be cold and dark by then, or darker in the mornings by then, in evenings. We have a couple of other events that are coming up next week. On Thursday is the Active Transportation Meetup from 7 to 8 at Tinker Coffee. It's at 380 East Market Street, just east of City Market. Then there's Car Free Day Indy, which will be covered later. And that's on the next day, which is September 22nd, where there's a commuter challenge starting the 17th through the 30th by Bike Indianapolis, which Tess Woods can answer questions about. And then we're working on finalizing details for Bike to the Polls, tentatively set for Saturday, 10/21 at City County Building, the 21st of October. So you could ride your bike, go vote, and have staff parking. That's what we're working on. And last but not least, I am working on scheduling several mayoral, council candidate bike rides in their districts, and gotten 8 responses from 9 counselors and 8 who can do something in the next 2 months. So if you're interested in helping out with that or wanting to attend one of those, shoot me an email and we'll go from there. So I will now, so afterwards, if you have questions about the commuter challenge, Tess will be the best one to answer that. And at this point, I will turn this over to Amanda.
Good afternoon. My name's Amanda. Thank you so much, Connie and Tess and everyone for having us today. I'm with CIRTA, Central Indiana Regional Transportation Authority, and with me today is Sarah Troutman. She is our administrative assistant and also helps me manage our Bike Buddy program that I'll tell you about here in this presentation. So Sarah does have another meeting, but she wanted to say hello. So thanks for being on, Sarah.
Thank you.
I'll let you go. So to tell you a little bit more about what is CIRTA, we are here to connect people to opportunities in Central Indiana. We are funded by some grants that try to lower carbon emissions in the environment as well as lower traffic in Central Indiana. And of course, we love to help people. So when we say connecting people to opportunities, that is connecting them to jobs through transportation. So that's our main focus. And that's why we partner so much with the biking communities is, of course, we want to try to encourage biking as a form of transportation in lowering those emissions and the vehicular traffic as well. You may not know that we cover not just Marion County here where many of us live and work, but also other counties, all those donut counties, 10 different counties that we go to, and we're connecting with employers there each and every day. We're connecting with these communities and really want to help people see those alternative options. Oh, had a little lag and then it went too far. So as you can imagine, it's not just the biking piece, but we also help get people connected with free carpool matches. And so if they want to look into riding in the car with someone else to get to work, we have a free database that we help them get registered in that I'll talk about in just a minute to find a carpool match. If they're wanting to ride with between 4 and 15 people, we do have van pooling that we team with Commute with Enterprise on that I'll talk about. We encourage our partner Indigo and other public transportation options. And of course, beyond biking, there's walking and teleworking. With that free match database, they are able to go in and get registered. They just sign up with you put in your personal address, but that is not shared with anyone at home. They also put in their work address and then their work schedule, and they will receive a free match list. And so this list that they receive, it'll show them the person's name and a way to contact them, and they can talk to one another and decide if they want to carpool or vanpool, or maybe it's even forming a bike train to work, or maybe it's having a buddy to ride to work with. We do have people that are registered with us, and it may even be you or someone you know that bikes to work either certain days of the week or every day, and they prefer to ride with someone else. Some of you may have met a former employee of ours, Allie. She's now into nursing school, but she loved when the weather was nice enough that she would drive to a certain point to work and bike the rest of the way. And she got connected with some of those people in order to do so that she could lower the emissions. I mentioned that with vanpool, that's 4 to 15 people. If you ever want to hear more about that, there's no commitment long-term with that. It's just a 30 days notice that you have to give. And so it's super easy. The vanpool is shared. It's similar to the SUV that you see pictured there. And so everyone meets at a designated spot that CIRTA can help determine. And we usually have 1 to 2 designated drivers that are approved drivers through Enterprise. And it makes it really affordable. So you think about 2 people carpooling, that's great to share the ride and share that cost. But once you get to about 15 people into a vanpool sharing, it really is affordable because CIRTA also provides a $50 subsidy for each rider, as long as they're at least at half capacity in that vehicle, in order to reduce those emissions. A really good option. Of course, biking's going to lower those emissions the most, but we love being able to get people in a vanpool too if biking's not an option. CIRTA does help provide the support needed to get those vanpools started. If it's something you ever want to look at, we can even help plan the route for the vanpool, plan a secure park and ride location, and they make payment really easy. I know when I first heard about it, I'm like, wow, that has to get kind of messy, a group of people sharing the cost of this vanpool. But what I love is that you get an invoice at the end of the month after you've ridden in that vanpool, and you don't have to worry about having to talk to anybody else about what they owe. They even have a gas card that the vanpoolers put their gas on there, and then they receive their portion of the gas costs after the month ends. Anybody who works for what we call a participating employer, that's an employer that's agreed to work with us regularly and let us come and educate their employees or their organization, they can get up to 5 emergency ride homes a year. So huge benefit to be registered. If something happens, maybe your bike tire blows out or something of that sort, and you need a way to get home from work, then we can use this emergency ride home. Maybe you choose to ride in a vanpool or a carpool and your driver has to go home early for some reason. You can use the emergency ride home as well. So it helps with that barrier, that concern of, what if my kid gets sick and I'm at work and I've carpooled with someone? How will I go get them? Your emergency ride home, we partner with Z-Trip. That cab ride can also stop and get your kiddo on the way home too. And I mentioned that you have to work for a participating employer. we work with a lot of different employers. We have a whole list on our website of employers that partner with us. Essentially, the participating employers, it just means that they're allowing us to educate their employees in some way. And for most of the employers, they welcome us to come into their break room and we just hang out and set up a table to give out swag and make sure their employees understand about these free benefits. Sometimes they have us come to their all hands meetings and present, and other times it's just having our information regularly in their newsletters and giving it to their employees during onboarding. So in some way we partner, and then that way their employees get access to this free emergency ride home. So if you work for an employer and you're like, I've never heard of this, this would be great to encourage the biking, to encourage the alternative transportation, let me know. You can shoot me a message and we can try to get in contact with them and say, hey, we heard that this would be great for your people. Something that you definitely want to listen to is about the Bike Buddy program. You may or may not have heard of this, but we partner with Bike Indianapolis, and this is a free program where we get, I like to call them bike mentors. Sometimes they're referred to as bike guides, but those are the individuals who are experienced riders, and these people are willing to volunteer some of their time to work with someone who would love to bike as a form of transportation, but maybe they've never done it. I know me personally, I have a bike. I like to ride on the trails of Plainfield where I live. But if I had to bike to work from Plainfield, most of you know there aren't great routes to go from Plainfield into downtown. And so it wouldn't be something I feel I could do without having a mentor. So you can come alongside someone, help them understand the gear that they should have, understand how to safely communicate if they're turning, or what kind of lights they might need, and how to choose a safe path too. And so that's something you can do. Some people have reported creating great friendships through this program and learning about these different biking groups and organizations to get involved in through being a mentor. And then once we get someone trained, the hope is that then they'll want to become a mentor as well. So this is totally free. It's sort of one of those things that you decide how much you're going to be doing this, but we do make recommendations like, hey, try to meet every other week, meet a couple times a month, and do what you can to be able to form that relationship and get someone else comfortable in biking. Just want to note that we do have a school pool program as well at CIRTA. This is a program where we partner with schools, and we help to lower those pickup lines, especially those schools that don't have buses. We get families matched together without sharing the kiddos' information. We match those parents. I know in my neighborhood, there are a ton of houses, and this gives us an opportunity to learn, like, hey, maybe these families drive to school every day, and we can get them paired up and lower those pickup lines. Some parents sit there an hour before the school for the pickup line or drop off line. And all those cars sitting there idling, we want to help reduce that, as well as make it safer. The less cars that are there going to the school, the less chance of something happening, the less that there are cars going into the main roads as well. And, encouraging those people sharing the ride to school. Connie mentioned it. We've got Car Free Day coming up. It's just 1 week from tomorrow. So the details that you need to know, this event is going on Monument Circle at the Spark Space. I was just there this morning, actually, tidying up some last minute details with the downtown Indy team. And from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., we are going to have a light breakfast available for free. So think granola bars, fruit. And then from 11 to 1, there will be free pizza as well. We do have giveaways, radio stations. Many of our partners will be there, from Office of Sustainability, Indigo, Pacers Bike Share, Bike Indianapolis. We've got all kinds of partners that will be there giving away swag. And we have the Do Band, which if you've never seen them, they're a wonderful live band that they do cover songs and they're super fun. But also, anyone who gets registered between now and on the 22nd, we are having a drawing for, we have two $250 Visa gift cards. We also have tickets to the Pink concert, Tim McGraw concert, and John Mayer. So lots of giveaways. They just have to get registered by that date, and then we'll be pulling from those who are registered to see who wins. So I encourage you can scan that QR code. I also have the website is, you can go to carfreeindy.com and get registered, or just check out our CIRTA.us website. All of those will take you to get registered, and it's the same way to get registered for those prizes. So we would love to see you. I have been in contact with some of those who did the bike trains for Bike Month in May. And so if you have availability to come by and you want to come hang out for a little bit, you want to bring a bike train there or join a bike train, that's definitely an option, and we encourage you to do so. We do have bike parking available too, which is important for you to know, so that you can hang out and mingle and talk to your friends. We are trying to get Mayor Hogsett to come. Last year he biked to the event, and so hopefully, fingers crossed, it will work out in his schedule to be there again, and he'll be able to proclaim it in person as Car Free Day once again on Monument Circle for Central Indiana. So definitely carve out the time to join us for this event. Bring a friend, and there will be some metered parking around if you need to drive in, but also there will be some bike parking for you as well. So I see I have some questions. Oh, thank you. It's Connie. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you for putting that in there, for getting registered. At this time, if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I have my email address right here, ameyer@cirta.us. If you want to shoot me an email, if you want to learn more about any of the programs or learn about becoming a bike buddy, you can definitely talk to Connie or myself, and we'll get you plugged in so that you could either be a part of the program, or if you want to be a mentor, that would be wonderful as well. Oops. Are there any questions?
I don't think, I haven't seen any questions. Tess, if you want to pop in and talk a little bit about the commuter challenge that's going to start on the 17th, that will be great, because that actually ties into our active transportation meetup and the Car Free Day Indy next week as well.
Sure, yeah. Hi, I'm Tess with Bike Indy, and we are starting a commuter challenge. It starts this Sunday, and we just want you to get out and ride your bike. We want you to replace a car ride with a bike ride. And it doesn't have to be to work, but it certainly can be, but it could also be a trip to the grocery store, a ride to your friend's cookout, whatever it is. We just want you to replace a car ride with a bike ride. And you have 2 weeks to do it. You can enter each week, and we will be raffling off Bicycle Garage Indy gift cards. And so I'll put in the chat the link to for more information. It's on our website, bikeindianapolis.org, under our news, but I'll go ahead and put the link in there too, so you can learn more. But all you have to do is post a picture of yourself on your commute, hashtag BICC, and tag Bike Indianapolis. And then we will pick from those who have posted for the raffle.
Great, thank you. And then I think in the chat, I also put my email address in case you're interested in participating, attending, or helping plan any of the council bike rides that I mentioned earlier. Which will be happening over the next 6 weeks or so between now and the election. If you're not sure who your counselor is. There, I think it's indyvote.gov. You can find out. And I'll put that in there as well. Be sure that's the site, but you can find out where to vote and who's on your ballot for this upcoming election. Mostly it's going to be the local races, but the counselors and the mayor have a lot to do with the infrastructure in our city. And so having them out on a bike ride to see the good and bad of the areas that they are responsible for and where their constituents live is one of the things we're going to be trying to do with these council bike rides. So looking forward to having people join us on those and help with some of the planning for that. Let's see, is there any questions or anything else anybody wants to share? If not, we will go ahead and end this. Have a great rest of your day. And we have beautiful fall weather. Hopefully you can get out biking. I actually biked to work yesterday, so hopefully we'll have some good weather during the commuter challenge as well, and next week when we have all these activities. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thanks for having me. Bye, guys.
Thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Tess. Bye.